In May 2020, the YouTuber known as Exploring Intuition decided to revisit Dead Man Hollow in southern Ohio, a place that had previously sent chills down his spine. Every now and then, it sounds like there's something walking. And every time I stop, it stops. His last trip there had unsettled him deeply, and he was determined to find out if the bizarre events he'd experienced were just random happenings or something more sinister. Dead Man Hollow, cloaked in thick woods and dotted with strange rock formations, is notorious not just for its ghostly silence as evening falls, but also for tales of supernatural occurrences, and perhaps, some say, something even more tangible lurking in the shadows. During his first exploration, the darkness seemed to come alive, with stones mysteriously hurtling through the air toward him, leading some viewers to wonder if he had stumbled upon a Sasquatch. This time, he entered the forest with a resolve to delve deeper and linger longer. Hey guys, what's going on? Today I am back here at Dead Man's Hollow in southern Ohio. If you watched the previous video I made here, you'll know that some pretty creepy things happened to me once the sun went down. So today I thought I would come back and give myself a little more time to get back there and let you guys see what it looks like in the daytime. There are some pretty cool rock formations that I want to check out. And if everything goes according to plan, we'll camp out for a little while until the sun goes down and we'll see what happens. So you guys want to stay tuned for that. All right, just coming in, I can already see that there is a tree down. And I hope this is not a sign of things to come. We've had a lot of storms here in the area lately, but it's already going to be quite a trek, and things like this are only going to make it more difficult. So let's see how it goes. It's a lot warmer here now than it was last time. As he walked the familiar, yet somehow more foreboding trail, the setting unnerved him. The landscape was dominated by massive trees, forgotten creek beds, and looming rocks, all contributing to a feeling of being cut off from the world. Even in daylight, there was a palpable heaviness in the air. A peculiar sense of being observed hung over Dead Man Hollow, as if the forest itself held secrets. He marked his trail meticulously, ensuring he could find his way back before nightfall. This whole place back here, even in the daytime, really just kind of has a feel to it. This place kind of looks familiar. It flattens out a little bit right here. And it looks like a place that I would have explored before. So I'm going to try and make some sort of a marker so that I know where I left the trail out. And actually, I can see that there's one already made here on the side of this tree. So I don't know if somebody done that on purpose, or if that's just a lucky coincidence. It looks like over in here is where I want to check out first. Okay, so even in spite of the rain that we've had lately, and the raccoon track is bigger than these little deer tracks here. So maybe that's what I heard a little while ago, was the mother trying to chase her fawn up the hill. They're out, but their spots and everything. I sold one just the other day while I was driving. But as he ventured further, the silence deepened. The usual sounds of wildlife faded, replaced by a suffocating quiet. Then, as the sun slipped away, a profound disquiet took hold. It's like a jungle. It's kind of cool. All right, it's definitely starting to get dark. Thought I heard something coming this way, but it stopped. Now there it was again. It's on the other side of that road this time. Settled at his campsite, the night felt unnaturally silent. The wind ceased and the normal nocturnal chorus was absent. Then a slight disturbance far off, barely a whisper of leaves. It escalated to a clear snap, a heavy branch underfoot. He froze, listening intently. I'll walk over this way, check it out. Something is right up you there. It's doing the same thing it did last time I was here. Every time I start moving, it moves. That is the weirdest thing. I can hear it moving in there. But I can't hear anything up top of that whippoorwill. That doesn't sound like a buck to me. A buck would have just moved on or ran across by now or something. Hope you guys like spooky locations. Gonna be plenty more of those coming in the future. But we're still doing plenty of camping too. The footsteps were methodical, almost taunting, as though something or someone was prowling around him. The tension soared as the sounds drew nearer. He flashed his light toward the trees, but the thick underbrush shielded whatever was there. Suddenly, a heavy thud near his tent shattered the silence. All right, guys. So don't think less of me. But I've kind of always wanted to do this, and it seems like an appropriate place. So I'm going to let out my Ric Flair call and see what happens. Whoa! Whatever it is, it's just right up there. Did you hear that? Can you hear it? That is so crazy. One moment there's nothing, and then right next to you, it sounds like there's footfall or something. What is that? All right, I guess we'll just give that woo time to marinate. See what happens. A rock. His pulse raced. Was this a repeat of his previous encounter? Was he being watched once more? For endless moments, the eerie sounds persisted. Footsteps skirting the edge of the clearing, branches occasionally cracking, yet nothing revealed itself. Despite mounting fear, he remained, intent on capturing whatever he could on film. As the night dragged on, however, the strange disturbances gradually waned, leaving him alone with the dark and his racing thoughts. Hey, so I am back at the Jeep now, and I gotta admit, this is kind of one of the freakiest times for me, waiting to leave. But the park's going to close here in about 20 minutes, and I want to get out of here. I don't know if I'll come back here again in the future, but there's definitely something going on out here that I can't explain. I got a lot of creepy, cool little spots like this, though, that I want to go check out before I come back here. By dawn, the forest seemed peaceful, as if nothing had ever disturbed its tranquility. But the imprint of the night's terror lingered. Something had definitely been out there. Whether it was a creature defending its territory, something unknown, or a phantom of the night, the enigma of Deadman Hollow was left untouched. One thing was clear. Whatever resides in those woods prefers obscurity, but is acutely aware of intruders. On January 16th, 2025, the YouTube channel Jinx and Matilda uploaded a video that transformed what was meant to be a thrilling jungle escapade into one of the most harrowing experiences of their lives. The adventure kicked off in the dense, wildlife-rich Chitwan National Park in Nepal. Joined by their guide, Dennis, the couple began with a canoe trip down a river notorious for its crocodile residents, before transitioning to a trek through the jungle. From the outset, a sense of unease permeated their journey. Dennis, stressing the gravity of the trek, informed them that the army keeps tabs on all who enter and exit the jungle, a rule that subtly underscored the lurking dangers. The canoe ride set the tone, an unnerving glide past crocodiles that sunned on the banks or stealthily watched from the murky depths, their jagged teeth just breaking the water's surface. This initial anxiety was merely a precursor to what awaited them. As they disembarked into the jungle, the true peril presented itself. Dennis cautioned them about the local wildlife, specifically tigers and rhinos, noting that lingering too long in one spot could provoke a dangerous encounter. In the jungle. Anyway, I want to let you know for the stillness is just certain time. Otherwise tiger come. Has noticed in the one of less it's long. They smell us and then come. The smell. Okay. So now you are right in the stillness not far. Yeah. Whoa, oh my god. Everyone meet Ronaldo. Oh my god. Yeah. Go in. Behind him. With heightened alertness, they moved in a single file through the thick underbrush, their senses on edge. Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted. A loud, out-of-place noise from behind halted them. It wasn't a sound typical of the jungle's chorus, but something heavy and ominous, signaling the approach of something large. An elephant, and it was charging. In a frantic scramble for safety, the group dove into the bushes. Unlike the more docile elephants encountered in other regions, the wild elephants of Nepal are known for their aggressive, territorial nature. We knew we needed to get as far into the bush as we could. And at this point, we had no idea where Dennis was. We had absolutely no idea who Ronaldo was. Is Dennis okay? Dennis is getting on there. Yes, why do you want to go? We sat in this bush for a total of 18 minutes. It's a wild elephant. The elephant was in complete stealth mode. Is it still there? I don't know why. Our guide explained how clever these animals are, and it was more than likely waiting for us to come out of that bush. My mum and dad are gonna kill me watching this. With no clear view of the elephant and still not knowing where Dennis was, we needed a plan. What is it? We have to go low. Oh, okay. This is a good idea. Is that? Hidden amongst the foliage, they waited in enforced silence, hearts pounding, unsure if the elephant was still nearby. As minutes stretched to nearly 20, the tension became almost unbearable. This stealthy behavior was unlike any typical elephant. Their guide later explained that wild elephants are not just powerful, but cunning, often observing and waiting before making their move. No, that's not funny. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so the elephant is now walking all the way down there. We did even get through the safety briefing before we was running. I can't believe it. But now behind him, which is behind that one, we're finding behind elephants, wild ones. Yeah. Unpredictable. But ask me why I'm still filming. Oh, we're one of the guides. Oh, mate. Oh. What has just happened? No, I'm actually using the cards. Where's Dennis? Yeah, where's Dennis? Have I tried to detour the elephant? Or he's abandoned ship? I don't know. Who knows? Wow, there is Fox. They're very big tusks. Big tusks. This meant the elephant could still be close, biding its time. They remained frozen, aware that any premature move could send them into the path of danger. Finally, after an agonizing wait, Dennis signaled the all clear. The elephant had moved on. They emerged from their hiding, shaken but unharmed, and learned just how narrowly they had escaped potential disaster. A few seconds' delay in reacting could have resulted in tragedy. Despite their terrifying encounter, the couple chose to press on with their trek. Their nerves frayed, but their respect for the wild deepened. Just seconds before we saw the deer running across the road, we'd learnt the fact that deers usually run from something. That something, you guessed it, tigers. Chitwan National Park homes 128 Bengal tigers. When we see deer run, we run. What had started as a quest to experience nature's beauty had morphed into a visceral brush with its ferocity, a near-death experience that would forever linger in their memories. In December 2021, the YouTuber known as Novice Wild Camper shared a video that captured what was intended to be a serene solo camping trip in White Edge, a secluded area in England's Peak District. What was meant to be his peaceful final camp of the year spiraled into a night filled with disturbing occurrences. Did you hear that? Leaving him to ponder the nature of the presence outside his tent. The video started off with a deceptively tranquil scene. Perfect camping weather with clear skies and mild temperatures amidst the breathtaking moorlands. How about YouTube? Somehow again, last camp of 2021. And for change, somewhere different. So I'm at the Peak District. You work out this way. So thought I'd take opportunities to come and sneak out into Mesna country. Did a request on Facebook for places to go. So I've picked out somewhere. Which Dan James sent me. So thanks, Dan, if you watch it. Hopefully it'll be a good one. It's not too far a walk from the car park. Hope for some good view. It's fairly clear at the moment, if you can see. Eager for a night of solitude in the wild, he trekked to his selected site, set up his tent, and settled in, looking forward to a relaxing evening under the stars. As dusk turned to night, he enjoyed the quiet, immersing himself in night photography and the solitude. But as time passed, a creeping sense of discomfort began to disturb the calm. The familiar nocturnal sounds, owls hooting, leaves rustling, distant animal calls, all dwindled to an eerie silence. Suddenly, a deep, guttural noise shattered the quiet. Right, so I've heard deer, I've heard foxes. Like some really weird noises. The night. Fun. I don't know if you heard that. Not sure if the camera picked it up, but God knows what it is. It was an unfamiliar growl, unsettlingly close. Initially, he dismissed it as the wind playing tricks. But listening intently, it became apparent that something was out there. The growl was low and menacing, carrying with it a palpable threat. He quickly grabbed his camera to document the sounds, yet the growling continued, seemingly encircling his camp, as if whatever was making the noise was observing him. He considered the wildlife known in the Peak District, But this sound didn't match the usual calls of foxes or badgers. It was something else. See if you can hear it, because that is really weird. Did you hear that? That's quite eerie. There does not sound like a deer. Definitely doesn't sound like a fox. Odd. As the night stretched on, the growls came and went, alternating with complete silence, as if the creature was biding its time, watching. The sense of being under surveillance grew overwhelming. At one point, the sound of branches breaking and something large moving just beyond the reach of his lantern filled the air. Then, the night's most terrifying moment occurred. A loud crack from a large branch underfoot resonated through the silent air. The growling intensified, now closer than before. Faced with a harrowing choice: venture outside to confront whatever lurked in the darkness, or remain inside his tent and hope it would leave. He opted to stay put, enveloped in silence, scarcely breathing, ears straining for any hint of movement. It's fairly close to camp, but apart from those weird noises last night, it was a very quiet one. Took ages to get off to sleep, but slept okay in the end. I haven't checked the thermometer, but when I checked it, in the middle of the night, it was about 2 degrees. So I didn't get down too cold last night, but it was chilly enough. The minutes dragged into hours, each passing second a test of his nerves. Eventually, the sounds dissipated. The growling ceased, and an unnerving quiet took over. Sleep was out of the question. He lay awake, vigilant for any further disturbances. Dawn brought a wave of relief. He cautiously stepped outside, half expecting to discover traces of a nocturnal visitor, but found nothing. No tracks, no signs of disturbance, only the persistent unease from the night's events. Lovely sunrise. It's really bright and that clouds have all completely gone. So I'm gonna head back to the car now. Reflecting on the experience, he remained haunted by the certainty of being watched. Whether it was a territorial beast, an unseen predator, or something far stranger, remained a mystery.